yan, ang main mission nila is, nabasa ko sa profile nila is to help the poor, the marginalized, women in difficult situation, tapos yung mga malnourished na mga bata. And to get to know more about Oiko Sisters, please welcome the founder herself, Sister Minerva Bagas. Hi, Sister.
Hello,
Good morning.
Che. Good morning.
Thank you for giving time. Alam kong busy kayo at may mass kayo mamaya, sabi nga. So yung Sister, pero mas gusto ko, Sister, malaman, interested ako sa story niyo, kung paano kayo buo or nakapag-set up, ano ba ito? Paano nyo na-build ang Oiko Sisters? Pero bago yun, Sister, may tanong muna ako. Curious lang ako, bakit wala kayong belo, Sister, unlike other sisters?
Ito talaga, napag-usapan na namin ito when we started to be more accessible to the poor. And para hindi sila
intimidate
yun, that's the right word. We decided to, kung ano ang suot nila, ganun din sa amin. Only that we should have a color of our own. And since St. Francis is our
na-inspiring
patron, yes,
oo,
the saint who inspired us so much. So we choose the brown color.
Okay, yung nabasa ko nga, St. Francis is an Italian saint, and he renounced his life of luxury and devoted his life to Christianity. So doon kayo ina-inspire sa sa life story niya. Okay. So, Sister, what was life when growing up?
My life? Very normal, no? Very normal ang life ko. I grew up in a Catholic family.
Saang
very close
town
kami.
kayo, Sister?
Actually, my father comes from Borongan.
Okay.
My mother comes from San Julian.
Okay.
Magkalapit lang na town, no? Pero doon kami tumira sa San Julian. My childhood years were spent in San Julian. I am the eldest. I have a brother, a younger brother, and our youngest is a girl.
Okay.
So, dalawa kaming babae at nag-iisang lalaki.
Anong work ng parents, Sister?
Ang tatay ko, my father was both a teacher. Later on, he became a farmer.
Okay.
Actually, my father was a politician in his life.
Okay.
My mother is a teacher, retired teacher.
Sister, nabasa ko, all finished, all have a degree. Sa mga sisters.
Sa mga sisters, may mga we finished, yes.
What did you do?
I studied communications.
Communication arts yung ba yan?
Mass communications.
Mass communication. Kaya pala, Sister, lagi kitang nakikita sa VWTV. Pwede pala kayo maging announcer or
noon pa yun, hindi na ko na alam yan ngayon.
O kaya anchor ng ng BWTV. So, Sister, paano nyo naisipang mag-put up nitong Oiko Sisters? Paano nyo na umpisahan? Ang laki ng responsibility.
Very long story, no? But actually, I'd rather tell you about how I met the Lord.
Okay.
And because that is the foundation, the beginning of what we are now. No? I was working in Manila, and I got into the charismatic renewal.
Anong work niya, Sister?
I was in an advertising agency. I was a copywriter, at the same time, a public relations officer.
Shucks, nahiya naman ako, Sister.
Ay, ano lang yan? Small time lang hindi yung big time yun.
Tapos?
So, I got into a personal crisis. And
how, Sister? Paano? I mean, paano ma-describe ba yung personal crisis?
It was
kasi ano ngayon yun?
A life-changing crisis.
Okay.
And there, in that crisis, I met the Lord. I encountered Him. And I thank God for saving me. I thank God for making me whole again.
Paano, Sister, yung life ko parang depression, gano'n?
Not really.
Parang lost?
Lost, yes. I was lost. I knew what I was doing, but I was literally
empty or parang feeling may kulang?
I was not happy with what I was doing. Before, my life was my work, but suddenly there was something missing, something like that. And there was a woman who helped me find the Lord. Actually, she would always come to the house every Saturday afternoon, every Saturday morning.
Is this a relative, sister, or a friend?
Walang a friend, not really a relative, but I knew her. And if I have to look at her life, I won't be convinced talaga because I know what she was also going through. And pero for one whole year, she came to the house, tell about the story in El Shaddai. El Shaddai, about Brother Mike Velarde, and the many miracles that she heard, yung mga patotoo, and then the liturgy itself and the teachings of Brother Mike.
El Shaddai, sister, is Catholic.
Catholic yun, o Catholic sila. So, she never invited me to go there. She was just telling me everything that was happening there. Tapos, after a year, naka-experience ako na yung stepdaughter ng auntie ko, nag-depression, na-breakdown. Nandun sila sa Tacloban. So, she find her way to Manila. I was living in Manila that time. She find her way to Manila. So, sa akin siya, noisome siya, no? Noisan siya dahil hindi nakakatulog, salita ng salita, tawa ng tawa. So, when she arrived that afternoon, tapos evening, mga 9:30 or 10, naalala ko yung friend na pumupunta sa bahay. Tinawagan ko siya, and she lives in Espanya, and we were in Pasay. Espanya Street, along UST, near UST.
Pasay somewhere in parang
Makapagal. We were near the airport.
Oh yes, opo.
So, imagine na lang gabing-gabi, pumunta siya sa bahay, itong aking kaibigan. And she prayed over this lady, you know. She was about 21. So, na-touch ako because she was so calm, nakalma siya, tapos nakatulog that night. And then the next day, she visited again and prayed over this girl. And she invited me that time. That was her first invitation. She said, Mines, gusto mo dalhin natin kay Brother Mike Velarde, first Friday of March. First Friday, dalhin natin siya sa next Friday, first Friday yon, sabi niya. At hingi tayo na ma-pray over siya. Sabi ko, sige. So, I filed my leave in absence in the office. I was excited in going there. Tapos, so this young lady, kasama ko, ako, at saka yung father niya dumating before that first Friday. So, kasama namin yung tatay niya at this friend of mine. So, we went to Amor Solo building in Makati, and I found out it was a prayer meeting. Maliit pa lang noon ang El Shaddai, hindi pa sila gaanong kalaki, hindi kagaya ngayon ng laking-laki nila. So, we were privileged to be inside the room where Brother Mike was. And so there was a prayer meeting, praise and worship. Pero I can sense already that something was going to happen to me. So in the course of the prayer meeting, I was crying, you know. And then I can sense the Lord saying something to me which I could not really decipher pa that time. So, in short, He healed me. Healed me from what I went through. Parang pagkatapos ko ng ng prayer meeting when we were going home, parang ang gaan-gaan ng katawan ko. Parang akong naka-elevate o nakalutang na kahit ako suntukin, hindi ko naramdaman. Yun ang feeling ko. Then when I arrived home, I was a new person talaga. Then when I went to the office Saturday, the next day, parang I was really a new person. I started sinantabi ko na yung aking mga
papers,
mga nobela. Hilig ako sa magbasa, mga novels, pocketbooks, at saka yung kung ano-ano mga dati. And then I went to SM, I bought a Bible. Then, pagka Monday, bumili ako ng, ang tawag dito, ng headset. And I tuned into WXI, there's radio station. And I was listening to it while I was in the office.
Catholic station yan, sister.
Of El Shaddai. It's the station of El Shaddai, radio station. So a friend of mine, an old friend of mine, actually she was not a friend, but somebody whom I came to know years before, nagkita kami in a seminar workshop. Sabi niya sa akin, Mines, how are you? Sabi niya, you look fine. And I'm fine, I'm okay. gusto mo bang mag-community? Sabi, may community na ako, El Shaddai. Sabi niya, ganun ba? Maganda. Sabi niya, you have found the Lord. Yes, I practically encountered the Lord, I said. But I need to be pastored. I need to be formed more. I desire to know God more. Sabi niya, halika, pakikilala kita. So I was able to go to Light of Jesus. This is the community, ang aming leader na si Bo Sanchez.
Okay. So, sister, when you mean you want to be pastored, ibig sabihin parang gusto nyo ng meron pang mag-guide sa inyo.
Mag-guide.
Pang,
tuturuan pa ako about the ways of God.
Yes,
you know?
Okay.
Parang there was a hunger in me that's na hindi ma-feel doon sa El Shaddai. Na hinanap. Kulang pa.
Okay.
Parang I want to know God more. I want to experience Him more. So, dinala ako doon sa Light of Jesus. And I started attending again the prayer meeting. Medyo iba lang kasi medyo English na dito.
Iba na
iba na. Pero I like it there because many were young professionals. Parang nagkakaano-ano na yung usap-usapan, mga sharing, And what was more beautiful there was that meron silang formation. Parang started from level 1, level 2, you go up, you go up. And it was there that I decided to really serve the Lord, give my life to God, umalis sa trabaho ko at ibigay ang buhay ko. Then, sa aking restlessness, sabi ko, kaya uwi muna ako ng Samar. After 17 years, it was my pagpunta dito, pagbalik dito.
Yung pagpunta mo, sister, noon, parang bakasyon lang muna?
Walang bakasyon lang.
Okay.
Walang bakasyon lang. Parang, pero nandun na rin sa isip ko, baka naman doon ako tatawagin ni Lord or what. Pero all my aunties who were here in Samar did not like my decision to go to Dolores.
Para ano po?
Ang punta ko sa Dolores is, I want to visit the farm where I was when I was small. Parang gusto ko lang pumunta. I know so many people there. And I want to see how they are kasi I've seen the poverty,
You want
suffering.
to live there?
Hindi pa.
Okay.
Hindi pa. I just want to see them and say hi after so many years.
Okay.
I'm sure they would be happy to see me.
Bakit ayaw nila pumunta kayo sa Dolores?
Kasi of the security problem.
Kasi parang
upstream.
Upstream
very,
ng Dolores.
very far.
Okay.
Ito sa Hikontol.
Okay.
Very far. So, but nevertheless, I went there with a cousin. I stayed there for 3 days. And everyone was saying, go back na. But I stayed for 3 days. And I felt so at peace there. I felt so at peace. Then I said, maybe this is my mission. This is my mission place, I said. So I started thinking about, there was an old school building na dinonate noon ang tatay at nanay ko, nagstayan sa Dolores, doon sa farm namin, ng 10 years when I was in Manila already. Pero dahil sa, noon, sa secure, yung mga peace and order problems, lumabas sila. So, meron doon school building na ruined, hindi man masyadong ruined, at pa rin yung Marcos type noon.
Abandoned na siya.
Abandoned building siya. Sabi ko, pagkagawa ko ito, ako ng mga batang, papakain ako dito, ganyan. Marami na ako nasa isip. Then my auntie, here in San Julian, said, mamamatay ang mga bata doon pag kasi pag magkasakit, ang layo-layo ng hospital. So, that somehow discouraged me. But I said, oh Lord, maybe this is not. Please give me the right signals, parang ganun. So I came here again to Borongan, and I met Arnel Balbin.
Okay.
I met Arnel Balbin, who was then the
husband of Ate Ruby.
Arnel Balbin was the youth leader of the community of the risen Lord Jesus. So I met, actually he is a distant relative. So we talked, and he saw me when I was in Light of Jesus, when they went there for some immersion. So, and Arnel said, Ate, I think you should be here. And she introduced me to Manalilia Arsenio.
Yeah.
I know already Manalilia because she is the sister-in-law of my auntie. So, parang I was at home with everyone. Then they told me that it was Manalilia's dream to have a home for the elderly in their charismatic. So, okay, from children to elderly, Lord, ano kaya? Ano kaya, Lord? So, in short, I went back to Manila.
Bumalik ka.
Bumalik ako, pero I was not working. No, I was still working. Pupunta ako sa aking kaibigan na pare, who was actually the voice of God in my walk. Father Boyet Concepcion. Kinausap ko siya kung ano niya. Sabi niya, I think the Lord is calling you. Then I talked to Bo and some of my elders in Light of Jesus, and they were all saying, we will be praying we are praying for you actually. I think the signs are there. Your yes is the most important. The deciding point was when I went on a retreat. The title of the retreat was Send Me, O Lord.
Oh.
It was like a sending. So I went to that retreat, and it was there that I decided. The prayer leader during the worship was saying, surrender your lives to the Lord. Whatever is hindering you, you surrender it now. So I heard keys, that were being surrendered to. Parang symbolic keys, mga sasakyan nila, yung iba na mga credit cards daw. I didn't see them because I was closing my eyes. But I know that many were already giving things, symbolically, that they were surrendering it to the Lord. And in my own, I said, Lord, what will I surrender? I've already given you, I've already decided to give you everything. And the only treasure that I have now was a watch that was given to me by my brother. His first sahod in Saudi, mga 9 years ago. So, inalagaan ko talaga yun. Sabi, pwede ko ito ngayon ilagay dyan, Lord. Parang sabi ni Lord, I need your job. Parang ganun, parang audible sa ano ko. Kasi yung pang hindi ako hindi ko na iwan ng trabaho. I was really, ang tawag dito, decided. Parang very strong spirit. So after the retreat, I immediately went to the office that day. It was a Saturday evening. I typed immediately my resignation. Sabi, irrevocable. Habang mataas pa ang espiritu. Kasi baka Monday magbago na ang isip. By Monday, my boss tried to dissuade me from my decision. I was just being emotional. Pero sabi ko, sir, I think this is not being emotional. I think really the Lord has spoken. And sabi niya, then give me 3 months. Mag-ano ka muna ng understudy. So, sige sir, opo. Hanggang yung 3 months, naging 6 months. Pero okay, he was very supportive with my Though ayaw niya talaga nung una, pero naintindihan niya yung So, I had a very good kumbaga, yung pag-alis ko sa office, okay. Up to now, meron magandang relationship ako sa kanila. Nakakatulong nga sila sa akin, minsan-minsan.
Pero nakakatakot yung ganong decision, sister, no? Na wala kang clue kung anong mangyayari sa'yo after,
That's
diba?
correct. Pero siguro yun talaga ang, that's really ang faith. That's really faith. Sometimes you'll really be afraid because you do not know where you are going.
Parang clueless kayo kung anong mangyayari.
But then, the trust is that the Lord knows. We cannot see tomorrow. We cannot see even 5 minutes. Parang gano'n na lang. Lord, I can feel. Sir, Lord, I give you my life. So, kung up to now, ganun pa rin ang attitude ko. Parang pag mahirap.
So, paano, sister? Yun na, nag-resign na kayo. So, you decided to go back.
I talked to my friend, Father Boyet, and he said, okay, I have a seed money for you. He was sitting in the board of Alfredo King Foundation. He said that I will ask Alfredo King to give us a seed money for a mission in Borongan. So that is the Bethesda. The elderly, charismatic, yung bahay ng elderly. So he gave me 300,000 pesos. It was coursed through the bishop. It was Bishop Medroso that time. So, yun.
Ako, kayo palang nag-ano doon?
Ako ang nag-start doon. I stayed there sa Bethesda. I was the sole servant there. And it is there where I met my co-sisters now. Doon kami pinagtagpo ni Lord.
Okay. So, after ng Bethesda, parang nag-expand na kayo, mga bata naman.
After Bethesda, we went, kasi nandiyan lang si RLJ, within si RLJ compound man. I was still in Bethesda, nag-ano na ako na I will be a part kasi nami-miss ko yung Light of Jesus, yung mga prayer meetings. So, nag-ano na ako na sasali ako sa CRLJ. Hindi man pwede na doon sila nagpe-praise and worship, ako naman wala lang, no. I was really thirsty for that kind of service. So, sumali ako sa CRLJ. And it was in CRLJ that Ethel, some of Eileen, some of my co-sisters now, they found me there.
So, paano yung ano niyo, sister? Nakita ko yun, napunta ko yung oikos niyo doon sa may, ano ba yun, yung lagpas ng seminaryo?
Suhutan.
Suhutan. So, doon kayo nag-start, ano na kayo doon?
No, actually, no. Dito kami nag-start sa barangay dito.
Doon sa may
barangay
Pamatayan,
dito?
sister?
Oo. Doon. Yung last house na yun, yung last house on the right. You go down, yung last house on the right.
Napunta ko rin yan, sister.
Yun ang aming first house. But before that, we started living in many other houses, in friends' houses. And there was a time, for 1 year also, we lived in Bato. Nasira na kay Monsignor Sanisi. Alala mo yun? Yung Mission Aid doon, yung along the sea.
Yes,
doon kami tumira, walang kuryente, walang ano. For 1 year, we stayed there nang nagsisimula kami. And it was there where Monsignor Lopez saw us.
Paano kayo, yung fund nyo, sister, saan nyo kinukuha?
We had really no money nung mag-start kami. For 9 years, we have no regular sponsors. Yun ang miracle ni Lord talaga na masasabi namin na the Lord really never abandons you. Maaano mo na, pag tinawag ka niya, pag meron siyang plano, gagawin niya talaga ang lahat. He will always make a way for you. Of course, ang dami namin pinadaanan ng mga hirap,
mga challenges.
Pero never kami na nagutom. Yun ang lang namin. Never kami nagutom. Even when we started receiving children, we were already in barangay dito Pamatayan, no? Doon sa first house namin, nung nag-start kami tumanggap ng mga bata na na-meet namin doon sa hospital.
Sa
mga
hospital.
naiiwan, yung mga talagang ikikare. So doon kami, hindi kami nagugutom. Lagi kaming dumarating. It firmed up also myself, ako mismo, dahil in Bethesda, pera ko muna, yung aking dala pa galing Maynila ang then nawawala-wala na. So, pero sabi ko, bakit ako matatakot? Dinalaman ako dito ni Lord. I'm sure na He will provide for me. And indeed, He provided me with people who were so generous na even if sometimes wala akong oras pumunta ng palengke dahil isa man lang ako doon. So, I have money but I have no time to go to the market. Sabi ko, Lord, alam niyo po, hindi ko maiiwanan ito dahil meron akong doon isang lolo na 90-something ang edad. For 50 years na sakali siya. So, pag maiwan mo yan, tendency niya, palabas ng palabas. So, hindi mawawala yun. So, hindi ako umaalis. Wala kaming pagkain. Lunch, halimbawa lunch. Dumarating naman. May dumarating talaga. Luto na. Ready to eat. So, parang ganyan, ang daming beses yan, na ganun ang experience mo. So, how can you be afraid already, when you know the Lord has faithfully really cared for you? So, yun ang nadala ko sa Oikos. Hanggang marami din kami pinagdaanan. Up to now. Pero,
hindi nawawala, sister.
Pero the Lord is so alive.
Pero, sister, tingnan mo to, you have built a village here. No? Paano to pala na-start nyo? Parang ang laki na niya, sister.
Totoo yan. Ako nga kung minsan,
Hindi kayo makapaniwala,
sister. Hindi ako makapaniwala. Ang sabi ko, when this church was dedicated, ang dedication ng church, noong October 4 last year, I said to the Lord na, Lord, parang natatakot ako. Na, what a big responsibility.
Yes.
This is a great blessing for us, but I know this is a big responsibility to help us to be able to do our part. The part that we should be doing. Of course, we cannot do it on our own. We need your grace. So, I always tell my sisters nga, we have nothing to be proud of. We have nothing, wala tayong ipaglalaki, ipagmamalaki, wala tayong in Bisaya, ikakadasing ba? Kundi if not only for the grace of God, His love, His mercy for us. This is an answer to our prayer. di ba, nung Ruby?
Opo.
Were you here, Ruby?
Yes.
Nandito ka. Nandun kami sa Suhutan. You've seen our place
Yeah.
there. We would hold up doon sa attic namin. 8 feet ang water sa Dalawang baitang na lang, 2 more stairs, and the water would reach us doon sa attic. And we were 21 there. And 5 families. 21 oikos, including a 1-year-old child. And 5 families were there. So, could just imagine mine was the responsibility. So, Lord, do not allow us to perish just like this. So, that was, yun ang prayer kay Lord. Everybody was shaking, everybody was, and I have, Lord, si Lord lang naman ang talaga, Lord, do not allow us to perish just like this. Sabi ko ganun, show us your saving power. Imagine from 11 o'clock up to 3 a.m. Ganun ang water, rise.
Oh my God.
Then at 3 a.m., parang yung tubig. Hindi nag-subside pa. Parang hindi siya tumaas na. Hindi na siya tumaas. Pinupo-over talaga namin yan. Sister,
parang nandyan na, nag-stop siya.
Parang nag-stop siya kasi tinitingnan namin yung niya yung mark. Nag-stop siya. Then, safe na kami. Then, umuwi yung mga Ferrer sisters. The next year. Nangyari, mga April of 2016 or 15. Ano ba ang mga Ferrer? Yung mga, sina Attorney Ferrer, sina Doktora, mga ito, yung bahay na malaki dyan dito.
Okay.
Yung tinitirahan namin ngayon.
Opo.
Mga sa Florida man yan sila nakatira na, matagal na yan sila doon. Walang mga years man ito. So, umuwi sila the next year dito. 13, 14, 15. April of 2015, umuwi sila. Tapos sabi nila, doon sa kanilang caretaker na matanda, si Lola Lucy, di ba may mga sisters dyan? Tawagin mo nga yung mga sisters niya, imbitahan natin ng merienda. I wasn't there, nasa Maynila ako. So na Sister Lali, Sister Ethel, saka Sister Eileen, pumunta sila. Tapos doon, daw na, we would like to give you something.
Wow.
It is this
answered
land.
prayer na naman.
Answered prayer. Pagdating ko, nandun pa sila, hindi pa sila nakakabalik ng Amerika. Kaagad ako dinala na dito. Hindi talaga, kumbaga, kaaya-aya ang dito. Pero parang remote, very remote pa. Hindi pa masyadong maraming tao dyan, di ba? So, this is an answer. Ito naman mga bahay, this was built by yung mga pumupunta dito every February na mga mission, yung Bulig Kablas, yung Bulig Kablas Medical Mission, meron sila construction arm.
Okay.
Yung construction arm nila ang nag-build ng mga houses dito. Pero meron din kaming mga kaibigan na for Household of God, parang counterpart namin sa States. Sila yung nag-fundraise, parang ganyan. Kaya ito.
Kaya na-build. Ilang square meters to, sister?
15,000 square meters. So, parang 1.5 hectares.
Okay. So, itong mga family na nakatira, saan sila galing, sister?
Iba-iba. Meron taga Maslog, may mga taga dito lang, may mga taga ibang lugar din. Pero mostly, we have seen them and mga bahay nila. We have come to know them. Maraming kumbaga, nakilala na namin sila. But, primarily, ang sana namin dito is yung para sa mga nanay namin na nagvo-volunteer work sa Oikos na wala naman talaga silang bahay. Pero in the course of time, nakilala namin itong mga iba. So nakita namin yung need nila.
So yung fund niyo, sister, ngayon is coming from mga donations?
Donations na talaga. Oo, kasi we do not work. Hindi kami nag-work. So we really rely on the mercy of God through these people.
Nakita ko, sister, marami kayong mga lettuce, mga
Yung aming greenhouse is, gift yan ng Franciscan sisters din. Ang kanilang program is creation, something like that. Love for creation. So, nang malaman nila na nagtatanim kami, kung ano-ano. So, yun.
At least may rin, parang may source ng ano rin. Opo.
Oo, nakaka-help kami.
Yes,
Nakaka-help sa amin ng malaki. At saka nakaka-help sa mga tao dito.
Sister, may tanong pala ako last ha. Huwag kayo magalit.
Sige
sa
lang.
tanong. Hindi kayo nagka-boyfriend or hindi kayo nag-isip na mag-asawa or ano? Wala.
Nagka-boyfriend ako.
Pero hindi talaga.
In fact, meron akong mga serious and non-serious relationships.
Pero
But, I came to realize later that I was not meant to marry. Was meant to marry. After the first that I've shared with you.
So, ito talaga ang life.
I think probably now, as I reflect my life, all that I have went through when I was young, though many were mistakes, there were good things that I did also. Though there were also many mistakes that I made, wrong decisions that I made. These were all part of making me
As you are now.
as I am now. Parang plus the grace of the Lord makes you strong already and makes you better understand people because you've gone through it yourself. No? Parang ganun.
Sister, sa narating nyo ngayon, ano pa ang gusto nyo ma-achieve or ano pa ang
Of course, my dream is to have more vocations for our community. To take seriously more to campaign for vocations. But we know it is the Holy Spirit really who is the campaigner for vocations. So just really live our lives according to what God has designed us, the plans of God, to be more faithful to our calling, to be more loving, more understanding, more compassionate, to be like Jesus to others.